Hey guys, it's Melissa with Melissa's Creations here. Now I'm going to try something again. I'm again broadcasting from my hotel room. I'll be here for a while. I have my computer on and up so I can see comments, but I also have my phone on Wi-Fi. So if there are any issues with my stream health, if for some reason it goes down, I will be right back just like last time. Hopefully we'll be okay, so we'll see how it all goes. When you get on, let me know who you are, where you're from, and also make sure that you can hear me and you can see me okay. I know that sometimes I might be a little fuzzy and blurry. There's not a lot I can do about that, but if it gets worse, I can try and restart the video. So hopefully we'll be okay and everything will flow smoothly. So today we are actually going to make this adorable post-it note holder. How fun is that? I made this using Swirly Bird and the 2015-2017 in colors. So cute. And yes, that is a paper pumpkin pen in there. Isn't that adorable? And then we have our little sticky notes or post-it notes in here. So we are making this today. It's an easel style, so it sits up on the desk, and it's so cute. I love it. It took me about probably 3 or 4 tries to get the measurements right. I was searching on Pinterest this morning trying to figure out what I wanted to make for you guys today, and I found a blog that had a really fun project that looked just like this, but there were no measurements. So I had to do all of the measuring myself. I went through 3 pieces of paper until I finally got it and it came out okay. So we are going to dive into that project today. So let me turn you guys around. We're just gonna get right into it, and here we go. So, okay, hopefully we're all right, and my screen doesn't get all wompy. Okay, let me zoom in just a little here and make sure we've got everything looking good. Who do we have so far? Mary. Hi, Mary from Tennessee. Ramona from Germany. Oh my goodness, how fun. Thank you guys so much for joining today. Awesome. Okay. Just trying to make sure everything's pretty straight for the most part. Okay, so Melissa's Creations Live. If you head over to mcreations.com, click on Shop Now, copy the hostess code. If you purchase $50 or more in my online shop now through January 31st, I will send you, in the United States, I will send you a pack of these cute little mini paper clips. So that is the promotion I'm doing right now. Any orders in my online store with my hostess code, free pack of mini paper clips if it's $50 or more. Okay, we are going to get started on this adorable little post-it note holder. Hello from Mississippi, Nyoka? I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it, so I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right. We're using Swirly Bird along with the 2015-2017 in colors. The only in color from this collection I'm not using is Tip Top Taupe, but I'm using the other 4. And of course we have Swirly Bird. So I'm going to do this from start to finish. It's kind of a longer project, but I wanted to do something that was different for you guys. So I hope you enjoy it, and here we go. So I'm bringing in my paper trimmer, and we're going to start with a piece of 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. This is in the Delightful Dijon Nyoka. Is that right? Nyoka? Very cool. That's an interesting name. I love it. It's so pretty. Okay, so we're going to cut this first on the short edge. So we want a long piece. We're going to cut it at 3 3/4 so that it measures 3 3/4 by 11. Okay, and then set this aside for now. We're going to come right back to it in a moment. Hello, Janet. Thanks for joining us today. Hi from Sweden. Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. Is that Bodil? I'm not sure how you say it. Again, I apologize if I'm saying your guys' names wrong. Okay, so this is 3 3/4 by 11. And now with the long edge at the top, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And then I like to rotate it. I just score on this side when it's short because it's easier than scoring it like right here at 1/2 inch. So we have 1/2 inch and then 4 3/4. And then 9. So you can swing out your arm and we'll go to 9. And then 10. And this is the actual easel part that holds up our sticky note holder. So that is one piece. We have 3 pieces total. So set that aside for now and we'll come back to it. Okay, now we are going to start with our next piece, and it needs to be 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. So I'm going to cut the 7 1/4 first this direction. So 7 1/4. Okay, set that aside. We're going to use that in a minute. And on here, with the long edge at the top, we're going to score it at 4 1/4 and 4 3/4. I really hope I wrote down all my measurements right. I think I did. We'll find out though, won't we? And then you're going to rotate it, and on the short edge, you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And basically it's 1/2 inch on each side. So if I rotate it like this, then I would score it again at 3 3/4. And that would give me my half, actually no, that's wrong. Score it at 4 1/4, and that would give me my 1/2 inch right here. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I think I did write that down wrong, but that is correct. You just want a 1/2 inch score line on either side. It's kind of Boodil. Boodil. Oh, that's a very cool name too. Oh my gosh, so many cool names. All right, so then on this last piece that we just set aside, this needs to measure 3 by 4 1/4. So this direction is about 5. What do we have here? This is 3 3/4. So we'll cut it at 4 1/4 first, this way. Okay. And then we'll cut it at 3 this way. Now this next part, how you score this piece right here, it depends on if you're a righty or a lefty, or if the person you're giving to is a righty or a lefty. So lefty, you could put it on your desk like this and pick up the pen and then just, you know, write your notes down. And if you're a righty, I don't know, maybe you'd want to pick it up from this side. So this is a lefty. So I'm going to actually try and do a righty. Let's see if I can figure out which way it goes. So we're going to do some scores on here. So the first thing we want to do is score every 1/2 inch for about 4 score lines. So with the long edge up at the top, we're going to score it at 1/2, 1, and then just for the sake of being able to measure, I'm going to rotate it and score it at 1 1/2. And at 2. Okay, and then depending on which side you want the pen pocket to be on, that depends on where you score it now. So if we score it with my score lines at the bottom, if we score it 1/2 inch on the right hand side, and you could probably switch it up after, you know, you could fold it differently, but with this way, the pocket is going to be on the right, like this. Okay, so they all fold in this way, and my score line's at the bottom here. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. You'll kind of get an idea once we actually get farther into it. So now I'm going to take my bone folder. South Africa. Oh my goodness. Cristo? Very cool. Wow, we're representing the world, guys. This is awesome. How fun. Okay, so I'm just going to take my bone folder and score all of those all of those score lines. And then we're going to grab some of our adhesives. So there's the first one. And again, this is the Post-it note or the sticky note holder. It's the Easel style. And I'm going completely from scratch so you guys can see how I cut and everything. So if you're just now joining us, you can always go back and rewatch the beginning. Just after this broadcast ends, give it a little bit to process, and then it will be posted and you can rewatch it if you'd like. Again, just letting you guys know, my customer special this month, anybody that places an order $50 or more in my online store before shipping and tax earns themselves not only a celebration item during the celebration period right now, but you'll also earn from me a pack of free mini paper clips. So if you are interested, head over to mcreations.com. The link is right here. Okay, so I have all those score lines creased. Now with this one, I creased it the wrong way. We want to actually go in like this. Okay, so it makes that V. Michigan. Oh, Austin, Texas. Hello, Dee. Hello, Shelly. Very nice to have everybody here today. Oh my goodness, so much fun. Okay, so that is going to make our easel part just like that. Okay, so now let's grab out our tear and tape. And I have mine right here. Actually, we're going to need that and that as well. So I'll just grab those out now before I forget. So tear and tape adhesive. Love the tear and tape. It is one of my favorites. Okay, so we're going to put it on the 1/2 inch score on our long easel part. Okay, just like so. And then we're going to be putting a piece on the very last score on this side here. And then we're going to make some cuts and everything too. So grab our scissors out here in a second. And then on this piece, we want, it's going to fold up like this. We want our adhesive on these pieces right here. And one more. It really doesn't take much at all though. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my scissors and we're going to do some cutting. So on this piece, this is the piece that measures 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. So we're going to cut up on those score lines and we're going to notch in a little bit right like that. You guys see that okay? So I notched in right there. Whatever happened to red line tape? I know, Laura, right? Well, the tear and tape replaced the red sticky strip, I believe is what it was called. I miss that stuff too. I really liked it. But I do like how you can just tear right through this tape, thus the name tear and tape. It makes it really easy. But yeah, they made that switch a little while ago. I don't remember for sure how long it's been. Dee says scoring table. Did you using, I got mine through Wish and I paid $1 for it. Scoring table. I'm not sure what you mean by scoring table. Do you mean the Simply Scored board? Because I used my Stampin' trimmer to do this one here. Okay, so on this piece, this is the piece that measures 3 inches by 4 1/4. So we're going to cut up on each one of these score lines and then kind of notch out a little bit. Just to make them fold nicer, like that. Hello, Tracy from New Zealand. Just about to head to work. Love what you do. Oh, thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day at work. And I hope you get to rewatch later because we're making a super fun easel, Post-it note easel. I can never, like, how do you guys say it? Easel or easel? I mean, it sounds like an S or sounds like a Z. I don't know if there's a proper way, but okay. So now on this piece, we're going to get rid of this strip right here. So we'll just chop that off just like this. Boom. Okay. So now that piece is done. Okay, so now we're actually going to get into some stamping. Yay. Actually, I have to cut the white paper. So I have a piece of Whisper white cardstock here, and I need a couple of pieces cut from this. So where's my 8.5? This is my 8.5 length. So I'm going to chop off a piece that measures 4 inches. Actually, no, I lied. 3 inches. So we're going to cut 3-inch right here. And I'm going to cut them all, and then I'm going to stamp them. You could probably stamp it before you cut, but it's just what I like to do. So this is 3 inches here, so now we're going to cut it at 4. This will be one of our pieces. And then we're going to cut this one at 2 1/4. And then the next piece seems silly, but it actually looks pretty cute. So we're going to cut it at 1/2 inch. Oh my gosh. I know. You guys are like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. You're stamping on 1/2 inch of paper. Yes, I am. And if you have any scraps, it would be perfect to use for this. So now this is actually at 1/2 inch, and I want to cut it, trim it down to 2 1/4. So just do 2 1/4 right here. I know, look at how tiny this piece is, but we're actually gonna stamp on that. So, all right, let me get this out of the way and we will get on to our stamping. Okay, like I said, we're using Swirly Bird. I love Swirly Bird, oh my goodness. I don't use it nearly enough, but it is one of my favorites. So we're gonna take the splatter dots, put those on a block, and this is the C acrylic block. I'm going to also use this fun little doodad, a leaf, and then I'm going to use this rosette here, and then we're going to use the bird in a moment too, so I'm just going to get him out and get him ready. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is bring in some Delightful Dijon, and I'm actually going to grab a piece of scrap paper so that I can do some stamping off. So we're going to take our dots. Enjoying your video while having my lunch. Oh, what's for lunch, Linda? All right, so I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp it onto my papers here, my cardstock, and I'm just totally going random. You really don't have to be precise. It's kind of just a fun, splotchy, messy background. So there's the first one. Do the same with this. And like I said, if you want to stamp it before you cut it, that's perfectly fine. And if you were making these in bulk, if you're making a lot at one time, I would probably definitely do that. But I don't know, I like to cut it just to see where the patterns are going to go. Okay, so we're done with Delightful Dijon, so I'm going to set that aside, and the next color I'm going to use is Watermelon Wonder to make my fun little roses. Ooh, spinach salad and salmon. That sounds delicious. Laura says, is the Terran tape about as strong as the sticky strip was? You know, I really do think so. I think it is as strong. I've never had a project come apart on me that I've used the Terran tape on. So it is probably just as strong. I haven't done rigorous testing, but I have a feeling it's very, very similar, if not almost identical. Okay, so just a couple of roses. I keep accidentally stamping off, and I'm not meaning to. It's just happening. Okay, so putting the Watermelon Wonder away. Love that color. It is so gorgeous. Getting out my Cucumber Crush. And hopefully I didn't freeze, because I'm watching on my computer at the same time, and it looks like it's frozen, but I can still see your guys' comments, so I think we're okay. Hopefully. All right, so with the Cucumber Crush, I'm just going to stamp a few of these leaves next to those little rosettes. Just like this. Oh, this is such a bright and fun green. And I'll tell you what, guys, How many of you have these colors? And how many of you don't, but how many of you want them? Because 2015, 2017, that means they're retiring this year. Seriously, they are going to be gone this year. So if you like these, jump on the bandwagon. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Fun Bird with Mint Macaron. Okay, he's so cute. Oh, I love him. And this is the point where you decide how you want this to go. I want it to go this way. So I'm going to put my little birdie up here so you can see him. And then I'll put another birdie over here. You won't really see the bottom so much, so I'm only going to put those two. And then this is going to be going this direction. And I'm going to put a little birdie right down here. And then I'm going to put one right here. Cute. Love it. That bird is adorable. Okay. So now we're done stamping for the moment. Actually, I think we're done stamping for the whole video. So I'm going to, okay, now this is going to get even crazier. So that little 1/2 inch piece. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Janet, Laura, and Mary. Yes, thank you. Okay, I just wasn't sure because my screen is still stuck. But you know what? If you guys can still see me and hear me okay, we are golden. All right, so this is where it gets crazy. That tiny 1/2 inch piece, I'm going to cut it in half again. So it's going to be 1/4 inch. I'll have two pieces that are 1/4 inch. And you might say, you might think that that sounds absolutely insane, but just wait until we put it on our project. It'll make sense. Okay. Now we're ready to put everything together. Yes. All right, so here's my easel backing, and what I'm going to do is put this together first. So I'll take off that tear and tape backing, and then I'm going to fold everything together. So it's folded together like this, and then I'm just going to smash it together. So just like that. Okay, so there's our easel part. Easel, whatever. And now this is our pen pocket. So let's put our pen pocket together. So just take off that piece of adhesive there, and then I'm going to fold that over. So I'm folding it over once, the side with the adhesive. I fold it over once, and then I fold it all the way over on the last score line. Actually, no, I lied. The second score line, this one here. Sorry. So just fold it over like that so that you have this. Okay. Hi, Tanya. Thanks for joining. Not allowed to buy Stampin' Up! In Sweden from any of you. Have to get it expensive. I know. That is just... I really wish that they would fix the whole international stuff, because I know there are several of you out there that it's either super, super expensive or you can't get it at all, and I just don't think that's fair. I wish there was some way that I could do something. Stampin' Up! Come on, get on the ball, guys. Okay, so I'm taking a mini glue dot and I'm going to put it onto the flap here. And it's the front flap. So this is the front of our little pocket. It's the front flap that I've put that mini glue dot on. And then I've tucked in the sides, tuck in the back, and then you can bring the front over. So it has a nice finished edge right here. Why aren't you allowed to buy? Sorry, not nosy, just curious. I think it has to do with, you know, the trade regulations and I'm not all technically savvy on that, but I think it has something to do with the import-export laws and things. Maybe somebody else can give a little bit more insight to that. But okay, so now we're going to put together the actual pocket part. Actually, first, before we put it together, we're going to glue our stuff on. So this piece is going to be glued to the inside here. Oops, I cut that a little short. Oh well, it's okay. It'll still work. But I will give you guys the actual measurements on here. Did I not cut that correctly? It says 3 by 4. Let me measure this one. Oh, I cut that wrong again. I knew that was going to happen too. I made this too wide. And I think it might be, it's not too late to fix it. Okay, let me just chop this off and fix this real quick because it needs to be the right size. Dang it, I knew I was gonna do that too. I'll give you the right size for this piece in just a second. Live video. Okay, so I wonder which one. Okay, so I need to chop this off. Let's see if it works. I might have to get out another piece of paper and do another one all over again. All right, and then score it at half. That should do it. Yeah, that's gonna do it. I can't believe I did it again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll give you the right measurement in just a second. And grab my tear and tape again. Put it on this edge here. Okay. There we go. Now we're golden. Back in business. At least it was a quick fix. So this piece, was I looking at the wrong one when I was doing this? 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. I wrote it down right. I must have just read it wrong. Okay, so 4 1/4 by 7 1/4, this piece here, and then you score it at a 1/2 inch on each side. These two score lines are still the same at 4 1/4 and 4 3/4. Okay, so now I'm going to take mini glue dots. Let's see. I've stamped them up many times. They talk about strange rules in Sweden. Don't buy through Tupperware. Mary Kate operates here. Yeah, I don't know. It is so weird. I wish they would fix it. Thanks, Dee. Yeah, I know. I made a boo-boo, but at least, like I said, it was easy to fix. I just did it a little bit too big. Okay, so I have on the right side, I have my little glue dots. And hopefully those won't stick down while I do this. Now it fits. Look at that. Very cool.